Good morning.
Good morning, Father.
And happy Easter to all of you again.
Happy Easter. Happy Easter.
Now, you well know that this Easter 2025, we have chosen a theme that is made up of three simple words: more to this. And it was inspired by the song written by Mark Skibelia with the same title, More to This. And on Easter Sunday we said that God is always the God of more, especially when we face our own this moments, a loss of a loved one, some type of suffering, doubt, struggle, uncertainty, the unknown. God is the God of there is more to this. No matter what the this is in our lives, no matter what you or I or anyone may be going through. That's the Easter message. The cross is not the last word. Of course, today we celebrate divine mercy. But this weekend and this entire week, we have also mourned the death of Pope Francis. And as I was watching the funeral and the news this entire week, you kind of feel proud to be Catholic. The attention on Pope Francis and what a wonderful man he was indeed. Someone rightly described his papacy in this way. Pope Francis embraced the church that was less about judgments and more about mercy. And I think that's so true of Pope Francis. Mercy is about more beautiful lives, more meaningful relationships, more joy, more peace. Pope Francis, during his first Angelus prayer in 2013, 4 days after he was elected a pope, he made the following statement about mercy. He said, "In these days I've been able to read a book by a cardinal, Cardinal Casper, a good theologian, about mercy. And this book has done me a lot of good. Though don't think I'm just doing publicity for my cardinal's books," he said. It's not like that. It's done me so much good. And he continued, Cardinal Casper said that feeling mercy changes everything. It is the best thing we can feel. It changes the world. A bit of mercy makes the world less cold and more just. Mercy changes everything. Now we see it on display in today's gospel That first Easter Sunday was a little bit of a mess, wouldn't you say? The disciples are afraid, locked in the room, not knowing what's next and what to do. And John tells us, on the evening of that first day of the week, when the doors were locked, where the disciples were for the fear of the Jews, Jesus came and stood in their midst. Now Jesus shows up in the middle of this messy situation. Out of the blue, the locked doors could not stop him. The disciples, I think, knew at that moment that they failed him. It's fair to say that. I imagine they are speechless. Now what? Now, if you were Jesus, what would you say to them in that room? Imagine yourself in that locked room. And so here comes the message. John continues. Jesus came and stood in their midst and said to them, "Peace be with you." And when he had said this, he showed them his hands and his side. The disciples rejoiced when they saw the Lord. And Jesus said to them again, "Peace be with you." He simply says, "Peace be with you." In the midst of the fear, whatever they were going through at that moment. He does not rebuke them, shame them, blame them. There is no judgment or condemnation. The only thing he offers them is mercy. Peace be with you. And John tells us the disciples rejoiced when they saw the Lord. The fear was turned into something more, joy. Thomas's doubt was turned into something more, belief. And it was all because of Jesus' mercy. Now, St. Francis of Assisi would greet everyone, and to this day, Franciscans follow his example. St. Francis of Assisi would greet everyone with this greeting. In Latin, pax et bonum, peace and goodness. That's what mercy is all about, peace and goodness. Now, to me, there are three words that made Pope Francis the kind of pope that he was: mercy, joy, and humility. For him, that is what it meant to be a disciple of Jesus. Mercy, joy, and humility. And he invited by his example all of us to embrace those virtues as disciples. You know, he famously posed this question. He asked, "What is the most important subject to learn in life?" And of course, he gave the answer. To learn to love. That's the most important subject. You can't skip that class. You know, that's the one you got to go to as a disciple of Jesus. You know, a little bit of mercy makes the world less cold and more just. Pope Francis truly believed in this. And he showed this by his example. He embraced everyone with mercy and never judgment. Pope Francis has taught us and challenged us and the church and the world with this beautiful smile on his face to embrace more, to forgive more, to love more, and to judge less, to criticize less, to complain less. And my favorite advice of Pope Francis is, he used to say it on a couple of different occasions. He said, don't expect yourself and others in your life to be perfect. Nobody is perfect. That's why I think at the end of each speech, Pope Francis would always make a request. And he would say, pray for me, for I too am a sinner. Pray for me. To me, Pope Francis was the most joyful sinner ever. He was like the best. And that was because of his mercy, of God's mercy. Pray for me. So let's pray for Pope Francis, because that's what he would ask us today to do. Let's pray for him, for one another, as we sing the short song, prayer, a song inspired by Saint Francis of Assisi, whom Pope Francis desired to imitate. Let there be peace on earth.
Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be, with God as our Father, brothers all are we. Let me walk with my brother in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with thee.
Don't forget to follow St. Patrick's on Facebook or subscribe on YouTube. And please join us for any of our live stream masses this weekend. Details are below in the description. God bless you.
Like burning incense, O Lord, let my prayer rise up to you. Like burning incense, O Lord, let my prayer rise up to